This month we're working on the side lever strength using the squat as an entry into a partial cartwheel. So what you're going to do from the squat is reach over to the side, reach over, stretch those obliques out, get that second hand around and come right up. So you're trying to get as little weight, or keep as little weight in that toe as possible, if not lift off, but getting that flag strength there, pressing up and coming back down. So you want to get a 15 seconds at the side, so at least a kind of 10-second hold and really control that. If you can come up and lower down, that's cool, or come up and then lower to the other side, but trying to really stretch and strengthen that oblique line. Then we've got the rotation into bridge. For a lot of people, I find the forearm strength is a limiting factor for this. The flexibility in the shoulder is important, the dislocate flexibility, but the forearm strength is the initial thing you want to work on. So you can just work the bridge like this with a weight shift and get that strength through there. Then from there you can turn with bent knees and just come up partially, you don't have to go too far. If you can rotate a bit further and it just feels better to start with to have the hands like that, that's cool. You'll find that, you know, if you pre-pivot all the way, you just get a nicer rotation. From there you can straighten out, turn, bend the first leg like that, push, and drive back. So you want to try and get both sides nice and clean. Really condition the corners as you're rotating so the shoulders are nice and strong and healthy in those positions. Keep the tongue on the roof of the mouth and just work with the range that feels good for you. Don't force it. It's a lot of pressure on the wrist, a lot of pressure on the shoulder, on the lower back, so you want to make sure everything's flexible through that chain and strong. Then we've got the tuck jump. So we usually alternate each month between some type of sprint variation or sprint start variation and then into some type of jumping movement. It's a tuck jump, so the goal is to get as long as possible and then come around into a tuck and then as long as possible again on the stretch for the landing. If you did have a box that you can jump on, that's cool too, so you can do that tuck jump up onto it. But if you don't, it's more than adequate. You can really work on developing that power and strength and that vertical lift. But your focus is that first part is to really stretch the chain out, then retract the chain, and then lengthen the chain for the landing to absorb the force going back into the ground. So you start here, lengthen through your fingertips, arms down and up, and release. So you're trying to bring them around and into that tuck. It's quite hard to get a full stretch on the landing, and you want to kind of get in a 30-second period, probably 3 reps, maybe 4, but your goal is more about the height and the power, so you can develop that. If you find that you struggle with these type of explosive movements, you can just do it slow. So you just do it without the jump and really lift around and then just bring one knee up and then come down. Then the other side, stretch, get that action and release. That way you're still doing the action and the motion, but you might not, you might have a sore knee, hip, whatever, so you can't handle the power version of it. There's always something you can work on, so you might even just do a box step up, something that's going to strengthen the box jump or the tuck jump or the vertical jump, but without actually aggravating whatever's going on in your body. So just one more before we move on. From here, full stretch, still a little bit heavy on that landing. So you want to try and work on getting as much height as you can, get your center of mass up. 4 rounds of that's pretty good. If you've got a bit more time, a bit extra, but otherwise 4 sets will really help you develop good athletic flow.